Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. If you are catching the replay, please comment below and let me know so I can come and say hi to you and thank you for watching. I am popping on with a quick inspired live stream based on not a discussion, but a tweet I put on Twitter yesterday, and I got a bunch of replies and comments where we were just kind of talking about what in the world. So I wanted to come on and share that with you. I do want to apologize. You may hear some background noise. There's construction going on upstairs in the office building, so we are just working with it. But if you, as you're coming in the room, please share this out. My name is Kashira. I am a certified business and life coach. I specialize in working with coaches from all industries, all walks of life, and help them package their expertise into high-end, powerful coaching programs that they sell authentically and organically online. Before I dive into today's content, I do want to remind you this Thursday, 2 days away, I am hosting a live training called Master Your Method: How to Increase Your Coaching Revenue by $100,000 this year. If you are interested in that, you can click the link in my bio or head over to thefounderscircle.com/apply to attend. So the title of today's live stream is called The Copy and Paste Effect: Why Funnel Hacking is a Waste of Your Time. And I want to approach this in the manner of basically explaining to you why this is not the way to go. Because unfortunately, there are some business coaches who will tell you to do this. There are some coaches who, in my opinion, if they are saying this, they are not operating in the highest level of integrity, but who will tell you to go and seek inspiration, aka copy other people's content, put your own spin on it, and this and that, right? And so that's something, if you've heard that, this is definitely for you. And if you're like, girl, what are you talking about? I'm going to break it down. So just so we're all on the same page, let me tell you what funnel hacking means. So funnel hacking is basically when you sign up for someone's text message opt-in or their email opt-in. You click into their ads, not with the intent of actually learning from them and engaging in what they have to have going on. You have the intent of just simply seeing what happens. You want to see what their confirmation pages look like. You want to see what their process is for getting applications in for their program. You want to see what their emails say, right? So this is what funnel hacking is. And again, like I said, there are people who teach this. The thing that I want to drive home today is that not only is that unethical, but it's a waste of time. It is a complete waste of your time. And especially if you are a new business owner, a business owner that's rebranding, that's pivoting, a business owner that is struggling with seeing consistent revenue, this is not where you want to put your time and effort. And I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, it's just ineffective. Like, point blank, and the period. It's ineffective. Funnel hacking is surface level. Like, you're not seeing any of the behind the scenes. You're seeing the sprinkles on the cake, but you have no idea what they're putting into that cake for it to taste that way. It's completely ineffective. Having the same emails or confirmation page or even the same designs as other people is not going to move the needle for you. So where this came up yesterday, I put on Twitter, I was like, it's 2021. Are we still filling out people's forms just to see what happens? And people were like, what? That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm like, yeah, like that's 100% a thing. And it's really the thing that I really want to drive home is that this is an unpopular opinion, but your sales page, your emails, your confirmation page is not what makes someone hire you. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta tell you that. That is not what makes someone hire you. Does it help? Absolutely. But if you're at the point of desperation of having to copy, someone on Facebook said it sounds like plagiarism. Yeah, having to just copy and paste someone else, you got bigger problems. And having the same email structure or confirmation page as a competitor is not going to fix that. This is another example of putting your time and effort and energy into the wrong things, especially if you're a coach. Because if you're a coach, You should understand the value of coaching. So if you're struggling at that level, you should be putting your time and energy into investing into someone that can help you. It's 2021. There are too many people who sell sales page templates, email templates, plug and play captions, plug and play graphics. People like me sell their whole launch strategy. Dead serious. If you get into my program, I will give you every single thing. My clients even have my client email templates. They get my live stream structures, my webinar structures, my program structures. Like, there are so many of us who give this out for that to be a thing, and I'm really passionate about it. Not because at this point in my life I've been copied so many times I'm numb to it. It's not really about that. What bothers me is that you're wasting your time into something that's not going to help you, and the hours become days, and days become weeks, and weeks become months, months become years, and you look up and you're still in the same place. And that's when the lack mindset pops in, where now, because you seemingly did what everybody else was doing from the outside looking in, there becomes this bitterness effect where now everybody else is just lucky or well connected, or everybody else is just scammers and things are just not working out for you, when in actuality you're simply reaping what you sow, and you are attracting what you're putting out, right? So I mentioned earlier that the sales page, the confirmation page, the emails is not what makes somebody hire you. And I don't want to leave you hanging on that. So if that's not why someone hires you, what does make them hire you? This is really where I want to spend some time. First and foremost, someone hires you because of your expertise. And so if you're not actively demonstrating that expertise in a way where they can find you through social media, podcasting, videos, blogs, whatever, they're not even going to make it to the sales page. So you spend all that time copying somebody's sales page, copying someone's sales page design, and you're not even getting traffic to it. Instead, let's invest some energy in actually showcasing that expertise. And while you can 100% learn Instagram and Clubhouse and things like that, if you're not walking in true alignment in your true expertise, then creating content is going to feel like a struggle for you. So this is where you have to look in the mirror and say, am I walking in my purpose? Am I operating in full alignment? Am I operating in full integrity? I firmly believe that we all have expertise, but sometimes that gets skewed when we have this perception of what success is. We think success is solely being a sales coach, a money coach, a business coach, this and that, when your calling might be being a motivational speaker, a family coach, a relationship coach, a fitness coach, whatever. But again, we have this warped view of success, so then it makes us operate inauthentically. And then that trend continues with us doing things like this, like funnel hacking, things like that. And so what I challenge you to think about is, am I operating in my true expertise? Even if it's something you haven't seen before, even if it's something that isn't that common online, trust and believe. I have clients in my coaching program who are nowhere near business coaching. They're doing all kinds of things, and they are bringing in the bags. Walking in your expertise, because at that point, as an expert, you don't run out of things to talk about, right? You have things you can talk about. You just need help with structuring it and the strategy behind it. That's the value of a coach. That's why in the founder circle, it's not just content prompts you're getting, it's the actual structure of how to deliver that. Because again, if we can properly demonstrate our expertise, we will get the traffic that we want to come over to our email list, to come over to our sales page. The next thing that makes someone hire you is the answer to the question, can you really help them? This is recognizing that every customer is not your customer, and that's okay, right? When people are shopping for support, whether that be a coach, a course, or whatever, they're looking to see who is speaking their language, who can really solve their problem, right? This is where, again, if you watched yesterday's video, I told you have to get very specific. You cannot have general messaging. You cannot be talking to the masses. You have to niche down, right? And niching down, let's be honest, it's scary. It's scary to say, I only help this type of person, right? I literally say I only help coaches. Yes, when I first made that decision, that's terrifying. My audience is this big, but I'm like, nope, this is only who I help, and that's okay. But what happened was I started to get way more qualified leads, which means higher conversion rates into my program. When you come to Thursday's training, I'm going to show you how you can make $100,000 with less than 35 clients a year. That equals 3 to 4 people a month at minimum. When we're in this game, the coaching game, the high ticket game, we don't need hundreds and thousands of customers like you do when you're playing around with $19 products. And that's no shade to $19 products, but I'm just telling you the truth. It's a different ball game. And so when we are now elevating from $19 products or $50 coaching costs to $5,000, $10,000 programs, which you are qualified to do no matter what level you're at, we got to start speaking a different language. We cannot operate how we used to operate. We cannot operate from that space of, oh my God, I just want to help everybody. Like, I'm just here to serve. That's great to get you started. But when you start to step into the CEO role and decide you want to run a global coaching practice that gets results for your clients, you have to start to speak their language and get very, very clear about how you can help them and what your expertise is. The next step in this process is, do you have receipts? Do you have receipts? Do you have receipts? Now, for my new coaches, don't be intimidated by this, because I've worked with so many coaches who were like, oh, I don't have any testimonials. And then we dig deeper and realize they do. These are just people who didn't pay for it. People who didn't pay for your services but still got the services still count as testimonials. But the thing that kills me is that we invest so much time into replicating people's gorgeous sales page designs, but we don't have none of those testimonials and case studies in there. We have to start pulling out the receipts. The other thing to keep in mind is that, yes, there is more competition today more than ever, which means we need more receipts. And honestly, if you are new, you may need to just start to tell your own story, because what kills me is the coaches who say they can do X, Y, and Z and haven't even done it for themselves at bare minimum, let alone help somebody else. Right? Like, let's be honest, and this is where I have to talk about my own industry for a second. So many people that I've talked to who come to me after maybe another coach or two talk about how they've been burned by another person. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a reel last night with the caption around how I've built my coaching program where our frameworks, our tools, our templates, our action guides stand alone. To me, the coaching calls that I deliver is a bonus because of how strong the curriculum is. And when you're building a scalable coaching practice, you need to actually build curriculum that can stand on its own 2 feet. So when you decide to sell the business, retire from the business, whatever, it's like it can stand on its own 2 feet, versus you building a business that solely relies on you as a spokesperson and people only buy your programs to get close to you. That feeds the ego. That's an ego-driven decision, not a business decision. Whereas when you talk about over here, you hear me often refer to the founder circle or certain frameworks like magnetic messaging, our live launch method, our interactive sales method, because those things should stand on their own 2 feet. Now, obviously, people liking me and trusting me is a part of the process, but people liking me and trusting me should not be the only reason why they're hiring me. If that's the case, my marketing is not doing a good job. That means the business is too reliant on me to move forward. And that's not something that we want to think about when we are scaling a business. But what I was saying yesterday, going back to my original thought, was that some people who I've talked to who've been burned by coaches, they hired the coach because of appearances. They hired the coach because of aesthetics, because of the appearance of the lifestyle, because of the visually appealing photos and the Lux-looking website, and because this person had a couple of cute quotes that were motivational. They hired them and then got in the program and found out, dang, girl, like they don't have no curriculum. Like, you don't even get to talk to them, right? You talking to the team, you don't even get to see them. It's a special occasion. And part of that is we bought into the hype. We bought into the hype of the aesthetics and the lifestyle. But as consumers, we have a right to start asking more questions. Like, yes, I'm attracted to what I see, but I need a little bit more information to ensure this program is for me. Sometimes what's popular isn't always what's powerful. The popular thing may not always be the most effective thing. And even though someone may have a visual brand and that you may desire, and maybe even the lifestyle you desire, realize that you never really know what's going on behind the scenes. Anybody can go and get a designer bag or a knockoff designer bag and have a photo shoot somewhere. Anybody can have a curated profile, but is there substance backing that up? And so before you buy into a program, I want you to get comfortable asking questions, and also ask yourself, can I even ask questions? Is this person even accessible, whether it's a call or a DM or whatever, for me to get my questions answered? Because oftentimes to me, that experience of enrolling is very indicative of what the program is going to be like, right? So that's where all of these receipts things are coming in. And that leads to my next point. With when people are hiring you, they're also looking for proof of the result, right? And so with that being said, at the higher level of investing, people aren't just buying into the story or the fluff. Like, they're really looking to see the roadmap. Like, what is the path that's going to get me from point A to point B? That's why you have to build out your own philosophies and frameworks within your programs. Those should be the things that differentiate you from any other coach. Additionally, what makes somebody hire you is your messaging. Are you consistently and clearly communicating the value of what you bring to the table? But also, are you doing that with confidence? Because let's be honest, when we are stealing from other people, we are not confident at all. And the question that I have to ask as a coach witnessing this is, what is it about you or the story you're telling yourself that's causing you to believe you aren't good enough to create on your own? What is causing you to believe that you need to duplicate, copy, and paste somebody else? You were your own unique person. And yes, there aren't too many things that are new in this day and age. There's still always a unique way to approach and a unique spin that you can put on things. And I'd argue, if that's the story you're telling yourself, where in order to get ahead, you have to look and mimic X, Y, and Z, let's backtrack on that. Let's talk through that, because you're going to be coaching someone else and you run the risk of now projecting that onto your clients, right? Like, it cracks me up when I see people talking about money mindset and making this and that on social media, when I know behind the scenes, this person has money mindset issues themselves. This person isn't charging it up themselves, or was just undercharging drastically last week, and now all of a sudden they're the queen and king and criticizing everybody else on social media. It's like, come on, right? Like, we have to really get clear around what our own limiting beliefs and stories are, and then actively work on that in order to better serve our clients. The reason why I consistently invest in coaching is not even because I really need help. It's because I practice what I preach. I firmly believe in having access in the event something comes up. I firmly believe in having a unique third party who has no real claim in what's happening here, that can look in and say, okay, I feel like you're having a mindset issue here, or this issue, or whatever else. This is why I invest in the life coaches. I've incorporated more life coaching into my business coaching program. Why I got certified to help my clients release their beliefs. I am actively working with someone on everything else that's coming up, because as my business continues to grow, I have to continue to shift my identity to continue to maintain what's going on here. And so again, I practice what I preach, especially in this case when you're helping people with money, life, whatever. Like, you run the risk of projecting and making their problem worse, which is why I say, if you are a coach, you especially need to have a coach. It needs to be a non-negotiable. How are you selling something that you don't really believe in? Right? Because if you believe in coaching, then you shouldn't have to be convinced on the power of it. It's really around finding the right person for you. Right? And with that being said, I'm gonna just put this out here too. I don't think that everybody should teach mindset. Like, that's just something where, as someone who has had the best life coaches and mindset coaches I've ever seen, everybody not qualified to do that. And if your coach is teaching mindset and all they've told you to do is journal and say affirmations in the mirror, you might want to run. You might want to finish that program out and just say goodbye. And the last part here is like what makes somebody really hire you is really how are you packaging the offer? Have you structured the offer in a way that aligns with the lifestyle of the person you're trying to market to? That really will help with driving results, and that really just makes the most sense for the offer. And the thing that I want to echo here is that sometimes our offers almost sound too good to be true. Like, I am never going to tell you that I can help you make $300,000 in 30 days. Like, that just don't even, that's not realistic, right? Unless you have the magic of God, like, if you're starting from zero, it's just not realistic, right? And so what that means is your offer needs to be structured in a way, in a from a timing standpoint, a benefits and access standpoint, a framework standpoint, and from a pricing standpoint to actually match the promise that you are providing, that you're saying you're going to provide within this program. And so with that being said, this is a lot for you to think about, but the thing that I want to drive home is, number one, funnel hacking is a waste of your time. It is very surface level. You have no clue what is happening behind the scenes strategically that is helping these things flow. Number two, if you need help that bad, you need to go ahead and make the investment. But number three, don't get blinded by the things that do not matter. Sales pages, emails, caption, these things are tools, but they're not the main thing. They're not the main attraction. There are just so many different parts that keep this ship moving and going and growing that if you make the investment, you will easily find for yourself and you will speed up your own timeline to getting to where you want to go. So if you want to continue this conversation, again, I invite you to join me live on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Master Your Method, How to Increase Your Coaching Revenue by 100K. The link to apply is in my bio, or you can head over to thefoundercircle.com/apply. And with that, I will talk to you all in the next session.